Togami. Togami berates Togami for hours. Togami thinks that he and Togami grew closer that day. This man was staring right into a mirror and was like, you could be doing better. For hours. Who do we have a big one today? It is a big fight field because it is tag team action good day, good people. It is another fine day in the year of the ascent. Toon Link, Dave, Anomaly, the Anomala Carson. Few know me as the corrupted caterpillar, but most know me as the United States Aviator. Welcome back to another episode in Season 9 of the Danganronpa Hunger Games. Are you ready? It is time, finally time to get things really started in the Danganronpa Hunger Games tag team action. The teams have been mixed around, shuffled around. We've got new teams, old teams, fresh faces, familiar faces. Let's introduce everyone who's here so you guys can get a feel for who's on which team and get a feel for, you know, who you might want to pick as your tag team ride or die. At the top we have the new Danganronpa Hunger Games tag team champions. They ruled over Hope's Peak, and now they're running the tag team division. The headmasters, Jin and Tengen. The Chunibiyu family, Gundam, Sonya, and Fischl. Jin, he's a lost cat. Where is he? You might see him later on. And we have the Jacket Failures, Hiro, Kaito, and Kanji returning this season, as well as the cross-dimensional sisters. We still have the Brainiacs. They've been tag team champions before. They want the tag team titles again. And this time, the Horn Bears have had so much gold, so much success that the other Horn Bears, they were like, you know what? I feel inspired. And so, with the Horn Bears, here comes the second-hand symphony. Maya, Mikan, and Makoto. You saw it in preseason, and now it's real. Where's my glove? Karumi and Mai. Eye for an Eye, Munakata, Fuiko, and Dimitri return once again. Headphone Vibin has lost a person. They're now a duo. But that might work better because Neku is better at working in partnerships with his partner, Masaru, this season. The Unstoppable Idols return to try and be unstoppable against Sayaka, Iris, and Barbara. Rock On returns as well with Ibuki Reiko and Shinyan. The Horn Bears want the titles back. It is Sato and it is Rantaro, the selfless saviors. We still have Juzo Keiji and Mishima. You see them now. They were spoiled before, but now that hashtag is officially in, Togami, Natsumi, and Oda, they are hashtag spoiled. The Wolfpack returns once again, Gonta and Razor. Brute Force is also here. Tenko, Mana, and Miss Sakura. Here to stay is here to stay. Junko AI, Crazy Yoko Extra Large, and Nani Achiaki Corrupted Code is here with Junko. And they are your tag team agents of chaos. We'll get to that a little bit later. Shorty, Sleepover, we have Himiko, Kana, Crazy Yoko. Peaceful Protest returns with Kyoko and Chiaki. Unlucky Adventure Team back as well with Nagito and Bennett. The Will Managers return as well with Kanon, Yukiko, Boss. The Jailbirds are here. Ryoma and Alice. The Robotics Club, Kazuichi, Monica, and Kibo capture the moment. Still has Angie, Albedo, and now, cutting words, Toko and Peko return to try and get themselves that glory that they need to be me. Chihiro and Naoto, one of the most popular teams last season, returns once again this season. Hard Knock Life, Maki, Mizuki, and Kyutaro want another shot. They didn't get too much love last season. This season, they want to make their mark. Strong and soft. We got Nekamaru, we got Daisaku, and we got Mondo. Obsessive Siblings are back once again. They performed pretty alright last season. Can they win the titles this season? Corey, Clover, and Child. Aiko's Kitchen, we have Aiko, Kai, Ruruka. Ara Ara's back once again. They got close upon close to getting those titles. Mew and Lisa, could they do it? this season, possibly. And here, we start to see some new teams. After Liar Liar with Kokichi and Venti, they want to make sure that they unfold in the fabric of history as a great tag team. We have officially a fairy's guide to everything magical. Usami and Paimon joins the fray. Taking out the trash, we have Hifumi, Yosuke, and Minamimoto. Hifumi, if you recall, in the very first chapter of Trigger Happy Havoc, this man's was the one who was on trash duty. Yosuke, iconically, in his trash can, and Minamimoto is teamed up with these two Zeptagrams. Can he whip them into shape, and can he lead his team to victory? Can they take out the trash? Kirigiri, Protection, Agency, Kizakura, and Yui. Got a lot of experience with the Kirigiris. Do you remember? This team is a bit of an enigma. It's a bit of an enigma. Let's be honest. This team is an enigma. Ryoko, Vike, and Fred. It's a team made by someone in the Discord. It's Thunder in the Discord. And you know, usually I'm just like, we're not done with Fire Emblem Awakening. We're not done with Neo, The World Ends With You. But I know these two gentlemen well enough where I can say, well, let's stick them here. Ryoko, Vike, and Fret. Ryoko and Vike, not so great at remembering, but Fret, with the power of reminding, could he perhaps help them remember? The Bob Squad is now a team. It is Chie, it is Maharu, and it is Leone. Could be a very powerful combination, as well as the combination that you saw in preseason, watching the world burn with Monokuma, Midori, and the end. Cat Owner's Paradise, we have Celeste. Canon, a cat owner. And then you see, she's looking for cats. She loves her some cats. She's a big fan of the feline persuasion. Jin has been found by Celeste. Teru's no longer with Celeste, and she's like, I'll take care of you, cat. I'll take care of you. You know who else? Has been dressed up as a cat? Marco. This is Celeste's cat owner's paradise. If only we also had the grand boy brother complex. Komaru and Lumine. Someone suggested that one and it was just so good. It was just so good. I couldn't not put them in. Sinister Side, Chisa and Sarah. Both very bright, both very powerful, both good leaders, but both have a little darker side within them. Golden Days. These two were the first ever co-champions in this series. Fat Togami and Izuyoi tied in tag team action for the titles, and this time, they want them for themselves. No ties, because this time they're working together. Fat Togami and Izuyoi. This one was me. Parsnip. You might know the parsnip as a root vegetable like the turnip boy. And you might know snipping, more specifically, as an action you do with scissors. Parsnip, Genocide Jack, and Turnip Boy. The Pawn Shop, Mitarai, Mukuro, and Yasuke, because they were all pawns in Junko's scheme. Dinner and a show, Teru and Date. Need I say more? They both. But one of them is very good at cooking, and the other one, put on a show. Joe Mama. I believe this was suggested in the Discord. I believe it was suggested by Ioxus. And, despite my better judgment, they are together, Joe as Joe, and Hiroko as a mama. Joe Mama are here in tag team action. Well-fed athletes, we have Hina and we have Akane. Both very athletic, but both have a certain appetite. A certain strong appetite. Could they eat their way to victory? I don't know. God mode. We have a literal god, Izuru, but we also have a seemingly godlike figure in these Hunger Games, Yuta, seeking justice. We have Taka, George, and Dojima, all seeking justice Need I say more? The Apothecary. We have Seiko and Sucrose whipping up all sorts of potions and medicines. The Devious Disguises are back, mixed up in this shuffle of new people. Samugi, Kranya, and Ranger. Identity Crisis. Crisis, not crises, not like a crisis of fate. Hajime, Marie, and Kei, clearly all of them not really you have a little something extra to their character that they don't really know too much about. Carry on. Shuichi and Kazuha. Shuichi, Kazuha, both carrying on for a fallen companion behind bars. Haiji and Adachi, I will not explain. The Shatter Machine. We have Leon shattering Hero's crystal ball. We have Jotaro. I saw him and I like, he's got a hammer right there. He has a hammer right behind his shoulder. He's here for the shatter. And then I said, you know who else shatters? Who just got a nice little star shatter? Ningguang. Who I have in season 6, so of course she's gonna be here this season. Hunter, Heroes. Pennyworth, and Taichi. Both of these gentlemen are truly respected. They were hunted, but they stood tall. Well, I mean, Taichi's not confirmed dead, he's just assumed dead. But you know what? I say he's alive in my heart. Friendly fisticuffs, we have the Great Gozu and Kuramata making it here for the first time in tag team action. And last but certainly not least, Kiss from a Rose. Kaede in her anniversary attires found herself decked out in many lovely red flowers. And joining her in that, wearing lovely red flowers, we see Noelle and Lawrence. And if you're lucky, you may get a kiss from a rose on the gray. And that's tag team action. We have a bunch of teams, and we have one heck of an episode out of us. I don't know what's about to happen, but I will tell you guys to make your picks. Don't pick first, second, and third. Pick 10 people. Pick 10 people. Or 10 teams. 10 teams. What's your favorite new team here? And then pick who do you think will be the top 10 teams today, and leave them in the comments. But as you're leaving your comments, also leave autumn and more specifically spooky events, because this is the last day in September. This is the last day where we won't have spooky-atized events. Next Thursday? Oh, it's getting spooky. Spooktastic, in fact. And I'm excited for it. I will pick first, second, and third like usual, but there's something we have to do. Two things we have to do, but the first thing I'll just explain, so let's play this music again. As you know, Retribution is back in the form of the Retribution Rumble. This season in Retribution for tag teams and singles, first place goes on to the bracket. Second place and third place both go to the Retribution Rumble for all of the future episodes, except for the 1 vs 100 episode for the singles and the tag team free-for-all, the last episode in tag team action, the One Last Stand episode. In those two episodes, 10 people will be joining the Rumble. Oh yes, that makes that match even more special. It makes that match mean even more to do well. But hey, today we're just looking for second and third. That is how you will gain entry into the Rumble match. So, I've said that, now I know what we all know what we have to do. The headmasters are here and they are the champs. And it is time, for the first time in season 9, in 3, 2, 1. It's just 5% but corrupted code? I would not put it past them to hit it at 5%. It is never hit at 5%. But could today be the day? We'll find out. Okay, well, my sound is up, so you'll be hearing it click a whole bunch of times too. We We'll see. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No thank you. Yes, it is no chaos rating today. Headmasters, you guys are safe today, but one of these days, it's gonna hit in this match, and it's gonna be like, wow, everyone gets a chance at the titles today. Ladies and gentlemen, we can calm that music down. I'm gonna make some picks. And also pick your ride or dies, because it's ride or die season. You now know all the teams who are here today. I already know who my ride or die is. It's Kiss from a Rose. Is it Kiss from a Rose? I know I said maybe. What? Not strong and soft. Brute force. And I do love Parsnip. But I am gonna take Kiss from a Rose with Kaede Noel and Lawrence. I'm taking Kiss from a Rose on the gray. I want to see him do it. Give me them for first, in fact. Give me Kiss from a Rose and give me Lawrence. Lawrence doesn't have a whole bunch of experience in these games, so I'm gonna take Lawrence for first. Give me... And second and third are important. Just like your comments, like this one. That one. And that one. Give me second Mondo, because it just feels right. It's been a hot second. Give me third Paimon. I got Paimon and I got Mondo going on to the tag team Rumble match. But we shouldn't dilly and we shouldn't dally because it's gonna be a long one. I know that for certain. Let's go ahead and let's find out how many times we're simulating with nothing. Great. Fantastic. You know, one of these days, Asner is just gonna... I said we were on the same page this season. Maybe that's not true. We've never been on the same page. Not even the first day that we met. Oh, you guys don't know how we met? Oh man, I remember it so fondly, as if it were only yesterday. While walking down the cursed cliffs, Avi stepped upon something stiff, a transdimensional die who liked to cause mischief. He followed that dimensional die, not knowing where the adventure would lie. It seems it came to be that their fates were tied. Where are we going? I don't know. No, like legit, where are we going? Come on, let's go. Me and you and as near the 39th dimension. Come and watch things get insane. We're recently the Hunger Games, relics to Ocarina. Come and see what's in the arena. That is not how we met. Hold on, that's not how this happened. It was during the Great Divide. You were a byproduct of the... Hey. Now that you're here and I'm yelling at you, how about we start this thing? Thank you. We have no more time to dilly and dally because we have dillied and dallied too much. We are almost 15. We are maybe 16, 17. We have not touched the resimulate button, and we gotta touch it 3 times. Get out of your ass in there. Freaking Zaboomafoo looking. Let's go ahead and let's resimulate. Not 1 time. Not 2 times. But yeah, 3 times. 3 times is how many times we're simulating, and we're doing that right now. We gotta go. We gotta keep going. We gotta start, actually. We have like almost 150 competitors this season. It is going to be one heck of a season. We have one heck of a cast, and we have one heck of a start, because as the tribute sound on the podiums, the horns, they doth sound, so can we please, horn bearers, sound the horns! Thank you, horn bearers. You're very important this season. Ryoma finds a teleporter, teleports him to the Despair Dimension. This sparks the question of who would build a teleporter to the Despair Dimension. Mishima takes a loaded shotgun from the supplies and fires it at Kaito. He sees all the bullets of Blowjaw approaching in slow motion, dodges them all. Mondo uses their signature move to kill Yosuke. Minamimoto's gotta be furious. He's like, really? The first person out used Zeptogram? Ruruka runs away from the cornucopia. Mew clutches the first aid kit and runs away. Adachi gets down on one knee and proposes to Taka. Taka accepts. Taka, do you know what he did? Taka, do you? Okay, the two happily skip away together from the cornucopia. Nagisa has come to the arena to capture Daddy. A dangerous killer that escaped from an insane asylum. I buy that. I definitely buy that, as Juzo refuses to believe any of this is real. Clover severely injures Keiji but puts him out of his misery. Azura runs away from the cornucopia, Nagito does the same. Masaru and Mizuki immediately become friends. I kind of believe that. I could see them being friends. Rantaro time travels in from a past game in his blue police call box. Oh, he knows. Fat Togami runs away from the cornucopia. Hero strangles Lawrence. You gotta love when my picks die really early. You don't have to love that. Please don't love it. Jaya steps off of her podium too soon and blows up. Cork decides to head back to the cornucopia to look for supplies that could have been left during the bloodbath, but when he finds the middle of the arena, the cornucopia is not there. Monica grabs a sword. Gonta runs away from the cornucopia. Nekomaru finds the ocarina, plays it. Rantaro wanted to kill him for it, but the warm sound warms his heart and he spares Nekomaru. Ryue grabs a machete. Seiko runs away from the cornucopia. Paimon finds Tsumugi's corpse from a previous game. Tsumugi's not shocked by this discovery. It kind of happens all the time. Fret shoots a poisonous dart into Kazuha's neck, slowly killing him. Rest in peace to Kazuha. I think this is his first time. This is his first time in the arena, isn't it? Yeah, because our Genshin episode was before he was released, I believe. Wow. That's nutty. Rough start, though. That's rough, buddy. Daisaku gets a kitchen knife. Turnip Boy takes a handful of throwing knives. This is probably the most dangerous creature in the arena, I won't lie. Lisa acts antisocial and refuses to introduce herself, backed by unpopular demand. Mai. I love Mai. She's one of my favorites. Neku runs away from the cornucopia. Taichi finds a wizard robe, puts it on. Maya runs away from the cornucopia as well. The end smashes a healing potion over Chihiro's head simultaneously, damaging and healing him. Kyoko cozies up to Ibuki and Pennyworth looking for allies. You already have a partner, you shouldn't be looking for allies. Ryoko runs away from the cornucopia. Crazy Uncle Extra Large and Ranger compare their knives that they found in the cornucopia. Kate comes in with a spoon and gets laughed at. I kind of believe that. That seems like Kate. Kana runs away from the cornucopia. Togami grabs a shovel. Yasuke attacks Jotaro, but Mukuro protects him, killing Yasuke. Genis comes to the arena to capture a dangerous killer that escaped from an insane asylum. Who could that killer be? We'll find out. Iris kills Teru with a hatchet. She does not like Date's new friend. Monokuma runs away from the cornucopia. Jin snatches a pair of sais. Kanon finds a model cornucopia inside of the cornucopia. Hiroko runs away from the cornucopia, as does Boss, Fischl, Chiaki, Ningguang, and Sai share everything that they've gathered before running off. That's an interesting combination of four. Sucrose just runs away. Himiko stabs Dojima repeatedly with a butcher's knife, all while laughing wildly. I don't know what it is about Himiko, but her doing that, specifically, really scares the bejeebers out of me. Kaede runs away from the cornucopia. Crazy Yoko finds a kazoo in the cornucopia and attempts to play it tremendously, but instead fails tremendously. Haiji finds a talking Komodo dragon inside of the cornucopia. The reptile says that she is Komaru. Asnir has placed a curse on her, and the only way to break the curse is for Haiji to kiss her. Haiji reluctantly obliges, kissing Komaru and turning her back to normal. Was it worth it, Komaru? Was it worth it? Barbara tries to explain to Monokuma that there's been some sort of mistake, that she isn't supposed to be here. Venti's here. You're supposed to be here. Don't front, Barbara. Nadia Chiaki time travels in from a past game in her blue police call box. Lumine runs away from the cornucopia. Shuichi and Gundam fall in love at first sight despite the circumstances. A stray bolt of lightning causes Naoto and Munakata to switch bodies. Mikon runs away from the cornucopia, as does Kai. Venti kills Leon with a hatchet. Hifumi severely injures Kanji, puts him out of his misery. George watches with envy as Tengen and Mahiru kiss before leaving the cornucopia. Mahiru, was it worth it? Vike runs away from the... You're just trying to get close to the title. I get you, Mahiru. I get you. Vike runs away from the cornucopia. Child smashes a healing potion. That's a lot of people down there. Over Sonya's head, simultaneously healing him, damaging her. Yukiko seriously contemplates suicide. Don't do that, girl. Maki runs away from the cornucopia, as does Kronya. Hajime convinces Minamimoto, Toko, Noel, Hakane, and Chisa to boycott the killing games. Ooh, Katoko finds a pistol, killing Marco and Albedo with it. Preseason Princess is trying to make this her season instead. Kizakura and Kurumada fight for a bag. Kizakura gives up and retreats. Yeah, because Kurumada will knock you out. Kiba opens a pack of gum as he enters the arena. Kazuichi, the Great Gozu, and Mori suddenly appear from nowhere. Out of nowhere. Ask for a piece. Sarah runs into the cornucopia and hides, so just runs away from the cornucopia, as does Date, so does Sakura, but Fuyuko finds a wizard robe. Hajime's gotta be furious. Usami grabs as many supplies as humanly possible. Or rabidly possible. In case a 1 was rolled today, it was 3. Pekko, can't remember who they are. Genocide Jack tries to help her remember. That's not your tag team partner, but it kind of is. little bit. Dimitri steps off of his podium too soon and blows up. Rest in peace to him. Angie finds a talking Komodo dragon inside of the cornucopia. The reptile says that he is Kyutaro. As near place occurs on him, and the only way to break that is for Angie to kiss him. Angie reluctantly obliges, kissing Kyutaro, turning him back to normal. Unfortunately, the kiss was venomous for Angie. She perishes. Maybe that's what Komaru was trying to do to Haiji. I see. Maybe it would have been worth it if that was the case. Aiko and Yuta are resurrected by the Lich King to kill the other tributes. Reiko receives a vision of her dying brutally at the hands of Mana and Joe. As she sees them approaching, she uses this foresight to avoid dying. Makoto convinces Shinyan, Kori, Kokichi, Sato, and Tenko to boycott the killing game. Izuyoi runs away from the cornucopia. Leone runs away as well. So does Celeste. Bennett grabs a jar of fishing bait. Hina gets the fishing gear. Goodness gracious, Hilda can't remember who they are. Alice tries to help her remember. Kurumi begins to bully now relentlessly. Don't do that. Razor arrives at the arena. His memory is completely wiped. The sole thing he can remember is his name. Junko begins to bully Oda, and Junko AI, Natsumi, and Mitsurai start fighting, but Natsumi runs away as Junko AI just basically steps on Mitsurai because she is big. That was a massive bloodbath, but we still have much more to come. As small little Kana looks up to boss and smacks the taste right out of her mouth at the start of day one. Kana, my gosh. Meeting Mimoto and Mishima play tricks on Cannon while Crazy Yoko steals from her room. Noelle throws sand in the eyes of Paimon and runs off. She'll be flying all over the place. She doesn't know where she's going now. Aiko defeats Ningguang in a fight but spares her life. Hiroko receives a gift from a secret admirer. Oh god. That's nasty. Kurumi gets drenched in honey. That's nasty. Hiro sets up an ice cream shack. Nobody comes. That's nasty. Fischl goes nya to annoy Masaru. Toko gets her hand stuck in a can of Pringles. Mew goes hunting. Ryoma reaches his hand towards the screen. The watcher is not safe. Run. Nagisa camouflages himself in the bushes. Shuichi constructs a shack. Lisa confesses how much she has come to hate Kyoko. Kyoko runs away crying. Oh, poor Kyoko. So, embraces the power of positivity, even though he is brimming with the power of chaositivity. Now, sets up an ice cream shack. Daddy joins. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Joins now as Now's faithful assistant. Kay asks for Pekko's axolotl. Pekko just happily shows Kay an axolotl in a bucket. Who would have thought? Togami berates Sucrose for hours. Sucrose thinks that she and Togami grew closer that day. Kazuichi accidentally blurts out the fact that he likes Jotaro in a non-platonic way. Jotaro is like, sure? Accepts it wholeheartedly. I wouldn't do that. Tengen takes a sip of tea, but the scalding hot liquor proves too much for him, so he spits it out right into Barbara's face, and she is probably not too pleased about that. Nekomaru is making a Ranger angry. Nekomaru is not going to like Ranger when he's angry. Ranger's a very dangerous creature in this game. Nekomaru, good luck. Joe sets off an explosive, killing Komaru and Munakata, who's technically really Naoto, so Fuyuko uses the seesaw effect to kill Kaede. Gonta traps himself and bleeds out. Rest in peace to him. And poor Razor, he's just out here, no partner. Doesn't know anything but his name. Marie, Oda, Kizakura, and Yukiko join the Chad Septiceye cult. That doesn't exist. I've never seen it. Mana and Taka threaten a double suicide. It fails and they both perish. Daisaku commits a crime and runs away, giggling. That's a good. I love that face of him. I can just imagine him run away. That big old smile on his face, giggling. As he committed war crimes. Vike eats cheese puffs. Chiaki, Junko, and Izuru. This is an interesting trio. Huh. Argue over what ingredients to buy for dinner for Avi's, from Avi's Words and Despairs at the Arena Supermarket. That's mine. Adachi questions his own sanity. Kori poisons Yui's drink. She drinks it and she dies. Natsumi makes a slingshot. George chases Kranya around with a mace because he wants that justice. That sweet justice. Mikon somehow manages to delete Nane Chiaki, Hilda, and Razor from existence while just saying, just Mikon. Oh my. Maki and Clover split resources. Kyutaro is still alive. Somehow. Sakura breaks down and starts weeping for an unknown reason. Nagito tries to console her. The Great Gozu plays chess with death and wins. Quark confides in Bennett. Bennett takes notes so he can exploit him later. Kai reminisces about season 2. Akane tries to sleep the entire day. Chisa works at Yoko's Items and Misfortunes, which happens to be hiring. Genocide Jack is horrified when Hina goes in for a job interview for it. I don't like that. No, Hina, don't go work for them. Don't do that. Shinyan finds Shuichi's hat and puts it on. Sonya has balloons. Junko AI comes and pops them all with one big clap because she's big Junko. Lumine is the best there is. The best there was, and gosh, gun on his shoulders, she's the best there ever will be. I play as the male protagonist. He's pretty cool too. Pennyworth starts a novel. Will they ever finish? Child sees a completely pale Chihiro wash ashore unmoving. Child revives him with CPR but doesn't stop when Chihiro regains consciousness. Mukuro receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Me and Kibo, we go way back. And you know why? Because he's the first ever pancake champion, and I respect the heck out of that. Fatsugami makes a deal with Jin Makoto. You're asking for my soundboard? As a horn bearer yourself. Now a part of the secondhand symphony. I got you, boy. Iris, get your dance on. I grant it, and I throw an epic dance party. Makoto throws that dance party. He invites Kokichi, he invites Leone, he invites sharpshooting, steel-minded big sister Sarah and Iris to dance along, and they do some fantastic dancing. However, we gotta keep going. We can't do this for too much longer. We can't dilly and dally. Sato and Alice and Samugi discuss the killing life so far. Monokuma wants a nickname similar to sharpshooting big steel-minded big sister Sarah right up here. Who knew? Who knew? How ironic. Sarah's gonna get that one of these days, and I'm gonna cry. Taichi spins a date ticket on Celeste. Frat, Baruka, and Hajime track down and kill Mahiru. Rest in peace. Kurumada wakes up and has pancakes. You know what? Kurumada, you love to see that. You know what I love more than pancakes? Nothing. Nothing in this whole world. And so you know what? I got you, Kurumada. I got a lot of respect for someone who wakes up and has pancakes for breakfast. You, sir. You're going on to the World Pancake Championship Invitational to go on to fight for Taka's, oh, I'm sorry, not OC, Pancake Championship. Jin finds the remains of a Viking ship. Naoto shows Venti her murder list. At the top is Venti's name, and oh, it's in bold too. Sayaka, Turnip Boy, and Gundam cover corner Reiko and are about to kill her when suddenly she pulls out a grappling hook, uses it to escape. Togami confesses how much she's come to hate Himiko. She runs away crying. She also stabbed someone earlier. You might want to watch out, Togami. Tenko sets up an ice cream shack. The god Yuta joins as Tenko's faithful assistant. Crazy Yoko drives up to Maki Donald's, wants an ice cream. Fortunately, the machine is working. How lucky! Kaito goes nya nya to annoy Seiko. Ibuki uses the spell to suck the intelligence out of Fufumi, but the spell fails because there's nothing to suck out. Juzo sprains his ankle while running away from Maya. Kotoko starts a cult. Date, Neku, Ryoko, and Mizuki happily join. Date and Mizuki join? Goodness gracious. Izioi receives a gift from a secret admirer. It's a box of chocolates. Monica doesn't believe in palindromes. You have my blessing. You have my blessing. Mai plants flowers around Usami's grave. Usami screams from behind her, "Hello? I'm still alive!" Mai simply says, "For now." Mondo receives pancakes from AV. You're welcome, Mondo. You get yourself to second place. That's where I picked you. Rantaro and Haiji kiss underneath the mistletoe. It's not even that time of the year yet. We gotta get through Spooky Month. The inn chews too much bubblegum and dies from horrible stomach pains. We lost 27. But I think we still have well over 100 after this Claire de Lune 4. Yosuke, Keiji, Lawrence, Chie, Kazuha, Yasuke, Teruteru, Dojima, Leon, Kanji, Marco, Albedo, Dimitri, Enji, Mitarai, Kamaru, Munakata, Kaede, Gonta, Mana, Taka, Yui, Nane Aichiaki, Hilda, Razor, Mahiru, the end. That's the end of this Claire de Lune. We're gonna do a slow scroll right after we do a Control F Alive because we have 120 people left. That's a whole lot. Look at all these people who are left. All of them. So many. That's a whole bunch. That's so many people. There's still so many people. I'm still scrolling. Still scrolling down. Can you believe this? Look at all these people who are here. Some of your favorites, some of your not so favorites. But more importantly, I think it is time for us to reach the bottom of this list. Oh, Kiss from a Rose only has Noelle left. Oh no, Noelle. Yeah, when your ride or dies are not off to a hot start, we'll proceed though. She could still win this whole thing. Night, probably jinxed her. Night 1. Mishima puts on a suave top hat, how fancy. Leone accidentally burns down Avi's wares and despairs, but that's okay because it was an accident, Leone. I almost married you in Fire Emblem, about 3 houses. Daddy misses their planned meeting with Chiaki now has a sad feeling in his chest. Kazuichi, Ibuki, and Nagisa play a game of Monopoly. Kazuichi loses all of his properties, flips the board right over. Himiko finds a sleeping Toko lying on the ground, raises her hand, waves it in front of her face, dusting off her shoulder, falling, punching Toko right in the face. Jin cuddles up against Ningguang. I don't know why. This event just feels so wholesome. Kotoko's disqualified for the games for committing tax evasion. Do you pay taxes? You're a child. So, Sakura and Ranger unsuccessfully ambush Karumi, Iris, and Togami, who killed them instead. They took out a very powerful 3 people. Alice sings a romantic song to Date, how sweet. Gundam sings a romantic song to Child, how sweet. There's a lot of romance going on. Case says a swear word. Ryoko covers Akane's ears. Crazy Yoko, extra large, says a swear word. Fret covers Masaru's ears. 2 double events. Never thought I'd see that in a row. Juzo puts his trust in Kyoko, allows himself to fall backwards. Kyoko catches him. Juzo says to Kyoko that he trusts Kyoko with his life. Barbara unknowingly eats toxic berries. Nekomaru panics, tries to cure her, and succeed. Barbara lives! She is not perished! Shinyan finds a DDR arcade machine, somehow plugs a switch right in to a tree that somehow powers it up, I bet. Shinyan steps on the DDR, sparkles and balloons appear from out of nowhere. To build each other's trust, Hiroko and Paimon decide to do trust falls. In their very first instance, Paimon steps aside and lets Hiroko fall to the ground. Do you even need to do trust falls with Paimon since she can fly? Yukiko berates Hina for not protecting her better. Avi breathes. Natsumi suddenly falls over dead. It was the hashtag, wasn't it? It was the hashtag. Venti feels especially kind tonight and gives Bennett a muffin. I didn't know you could bake, Venti. I bet you can't. Is there alcohol in that muffin? Jataro's unknown sponsor is Clover. Sayaka has a dream of Azuru winning. Is this a premonition or something? Boss gets distracted. Mai is plagued by a reoccurring nightmare. Usami questions her sanity. Mukuro can't decide whether Junko AI should live or die. Poor Mukuro. Ruruka sets up a rival store for Avi's wares and despairs. Ruruka, we gotta talk. We're gonna throw hands. Shuichi attempts to sneak into the back room of Yoko's items and misfortunes, but gets seen by Yuta, an employee of the store. There's too many employees here, but I'll tell you what is much better than employees of Yoko's items and misfortunes. It's Pancake Championship action because Ryoma challenges Vike and Noel to an anything goes pancake eating competition. Vike was the hungriest, eats the most pancakes, and let me tell you, Vike, for your first time entering the World Pancake Championship, oh, we love to see that. Congratulations to you. You're a national treasure. Taichi, Fuyiko, and Izzy enter a scrum debate with Crazy Yoko, Kana, and the Great Gozu. They argue over which victim had the saddest death. Hajime dyes his hair yellow. Fat Togami accuses Avi of not being the real Avi. Me? It's me! Kanon gets a hold of my soundboard and plays a secret achievement music. Oh, true? Oh, yeah. That is that music. I'm a big fan. And unable to get a fire going now, Quark and Neku are forced to huddle together for warmth. Marie sings a lullaby to Rantaro. Hifumi wants to buy Adachi's gamer girl bathwater. Adachi destroys Hifumi for acting like a degenerate male. Minamimoto's like these zeptograms, I tell you. Genocide Jack goes to the dog shelter and lets all the dogs out. It was indeed her who let them out. George accidentally steps on a landmine. Lisa's ultimate move is fully charged. She's about to put some lightning on everybody. Celeste latches onto Corey's back and blows herself up to try and protect Luma, and the attack works, and Corey is blown to smithereens. Female protagonist lives. Tengen quietly hums. Sato makes a hot stew for dinner before bedding down for the night. Turnip Boy passes out from exhaustion. Minamimoto finds an Etch-a-Sketch and shows Hiro the portrait he made for Samugi. Minamimoto was cheating on Hiro with Samugi all along. Oda finds an Etch-a-Sketch and shows Jin the portrait he made for him. Jin just actually loves it and kisses him on the forehead. Maki tucks Mizuki in bed and gives her a goodnight kiss. Oh, they're tag team partners too, look at this. You'll have to see that. Kranya walks barefoot across a carpet of Legos, going against all logic and reason. She powers through the pain and reaches the other side. Kokichi and Nagito, the rest of this event is not welcome in a school environment. Hideo Seiko never wants to hear Megalovania ever again. Don't worry, you're hearing secret achievement music. Tinko and Maya have a pose-off. Maya shockingly wins. I thought that Tinko would be great at posing. Pennyworth, Makoto, and Kaito enter a scrum debate with Chisa, Mikan, and Kai. They argue about V3's ending. Thinking quickly, Fischl constructs a homemade gun using only some string, a squirrel, and a gun. Junko, Chihiro, Sonia, and Haiji all find a big red button. They all watch in horrors. Junko presses the button. "You've doomed us all," they say, expecting something bad to happen, but nothing happens, leaving Junko disappointed. And everyone else glad that nothing actually happened. Monokuma accuses Avi of not being the real. You all are. If Monokuma's accusing me of being not the real Avi, it's got to be a lie, right? Right? Kurumada puts his trust in Kyutaro, allows himself to fall backwards. Kyutaro catches him. Kurumada says, "Hey, I trust you. I trust you, baseball boy." Aiko, feeling especially kind tonight, of course, fresh from her kitchen, gives Mew a muffin. That's Aiko Kitchen. Aiko Kitchen muffin. Mondo finds a big red button, presses it immediately. It's drawn to the glowing red light. Fortunately, the button does nothing. Kibo discovers Naoto hanging upside down from a telephone pole. Nobody knows what happened, but Naoto certainly isn't alive to tell the tale. Sounds like we didn't finish that dungeon in time. Monica, Sucrose, Reiko, and Joe play a friendly game of Uno, in which Reiko wins. Pekka also accuses— everyone's accusing me? Such accusatory tones. Kizakura looks at the nighttime sky, and Sarah and Daisaku tell each other their greatest fears. In order to grow each other's trust, we still have a day to get through. And Canon asks for my soundboard, and you know what? You got it. You got it. They had an invincible rainbow arrow. You, on the other hand, you can have a— what can you have? A dire? No, you want a clown song? No, you have yourself a rebel heart. I do believe it is time to continue. Because as Kaito, Kana, Makoto, and Genocide Jack are all dancing, Junko AI, Hiroko, Mew, and Kazuichi make up the alpha team. Junko AI is big and confident, yet dorky. Hiroko is exploding everything, doesn't think before she speaks either. Mew is a transportation expert who thinks she knows better, that sounds about right, and Kazuichi is the sharpshooter who thinks that sarcasm is a personality trait. Shuichi is so excited about— not Shuichi, Chihiro! is so excited about his super weapon that will take over the arena that he wrote a song about it. Mai and Boss enter a rebuttal showdown. Yukiko receives a bottle of poison from an unknown sponsor. Izuyoi doesn't believe in palindromes. Sucrose offers to sell her friendship to Leone. Rantaro does a cool skateboarding trick to amuse Joe. Lumine uses slash kill on Mikan. How dare you? But oh yes, I already knew. I disabled cheats. You're disqualified, Lumine. Get out of here. Get out of here. Ridiculous. Akane reminds you, yes you, dear viewer, to stay hydrated. The Great Gozo receives a gift from a secret admirer. Oh god, it's repulsive. Ruka sprains her ankle while running away from Kizakura. Aiko wakes up from a long nap. Juzo holds Azuru's head underwater, but Azuru grabs his arm, pulls him into the lake with him. Both are unable to kill one another, so they simply swim away. Mishima wants Avi to give Sayaka a chance. Turner Boy over him. Turnip boy. I know you're new around these parts, but I do love that. Overhears this and takes out Mishima for asking for the impossible. You have my blessing, Turnip boy. Bennett smells a rat. Maya gets drenched in honey. Sticky. Ryoko sees a completely pale Hero washed ashore, unmoving. Ryoko revives him with CPR, but doesn't stop when Hero regains consciousness. Kokichi gets drenched in honey and unfortunately is allergic to this honey, and he does perish. Daisaku hangs up mistletoe in the arena. Sonia sips on some apple cider because it is cider season once again, you guys. It is cider season and I am so excited for it. Oh, I'm about to break out my pumpkin mug. It is sitting right there. I'm counting down the moments until October. Sonia is sipping on that cider. Monica tries to spearfish with a trident. Kurumada's also reminding you, yes you, dear viewer, to stay hydrated. Child also tries to spearfish with a trident. Tsumugi tells Clover to train her elbows. Clover's elbows get too swollen and ends up knocking Tsumugi off of a tree, killing her. Noelle receives a gift from a secret admirer. It's a sword! Claymore, in fact. Lisa and Kyoko work together to drown Quark. Poor child. Himiko kills Haiji with his own weapon. A cane? A motorcycle? Big Bang Monokuma? Sarah somehow manages to delete Fuyuhiko, Ningguang, and Taichi from existence while saying, just Sarah. Those eyes are looking a little red, Sarah. Yuta puts on a pair of radical shades and says a one-liner, then puts on a second pair of radical shades on top of the first. His coolness levels are so high, he's so cool, he is so cool. Top to the bottom cool. Mukuro dies from that exposure. Usami is not funny. She's never been funny. She never will be. I love Usami. Usami tells the best jokes. Shuichi catches the despair disease, starts posing dramatically. Crazy Yoko extra large investigates the school grounds looking for clues. Togami berates Togami for hours. Togami thinks that he and Togami grew closer that day. This man was staring right into a mirror and was like, you could be doing better. For hours. Chisa is unable to convince Barbara not to kill her. Barbara is apparently had enough of everyone. Jin sells Sato 400 bagels, but due to the fact that Sato can't hold that many, she gets crushed by the insane amount of bagels. Adachi sets up an ice cream shack, nobody comes. Reiko diverts Oda's attention and runs away. Hajime makes a poem for Chiaki, if this ain't the sweetest little event. Seiko throws Kibo at Alice. Fret, Vike, and Fat Togami perform a glorious air combo on Ryoma. Toko investigates the school grounds looking for clues. Kyutaro joins the balloon protection squad. Kyutaro boy, don't. We should be popping these balloons. Junko, Tengen, and Mondo corner Nagisa. PD escapes with the power of grappling hooks. Nekomaru spends the whole day walking around in shoes made of Legos. He is truly transcended beyond humanity. Neku's trying to overthrow Avi, fails miserably but survives thanks to Kronya. Neku, it's like your second or third day. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's a fool. Now asks for Sayaka's axolotl. Of course she's got an axolotl. She probably stole it. She stole it, I bet. Tinko tries to spearfish with a trident. Fischl, Nagito, Marie, Jotaro, and Monokuma track down and kill Pennyworth. Rest in peace to him. Shinyan, Iris, Venti, Paimon, and Kurumi look for other people to kill. Mizuki isn't crying. She's sweating from her eyes. Peko throws sand into the eyes of Minamimoto and runs off. Pocket sand. Masaru is tied down to a table and forced to listen to Kei's monologue about himself. Masaru dies of boredom. It is up to Neku to carry on for his partner, but that's what he does best. Ibuki, Hina, and Kai come up with a complicated escape plan. Gundam makes a poem for Jin. Oh, he was like, I'm sorry you left, but we're still homies at heart. We're still preparing for trouble at heart. Date Daddy and Crazy Yoko come up with a complicated escape plan. In Makura sees medical splash from I'm sorry, Secret Admirer, we lost 24 more. Now we are under 100, but we still have like 96 left. So let's get this Claire de Lune real quick. 4. Kotoko. So. Sakura. Ranger. Natsumi. Hifumi. George. Celeste. Cory in the house. Naoto. Lumine. Mishima. Kokichi. Samugi. Quark. Haiji. Fuihiko. Ningguang. Taichi. Mukuro. Chisa. Sato. Pennyworth. Masaru. We got 96 left. We got 96 left. And like our final 75, I'll go through everybody who's left. But for right now, we just gotta proceed. We'll do a quick scroll to the bottom so you can see who's left. Some teams are completely in. Some teams are completely out. It is unfortunate for some of those teams, but everyone knows what's on the line. This is a spot in the tag team finale. Who will come out on top? I don't know. I never do. But we're about to find out. An arena event could cut this cast from 96 to like 20. The Feast could do the same. Let's find out what happens as we proceed. Night 2 begins with Date singing a romantic song to Iris. How sweet. Date, you fool. Shuichi, stop. Get some help. Seiko looks at the nighttime sky. Tengen sets up a trap to kill Joe, but the trap fails and only manages to cripple Joe. Tengen attempts to try again, but now finds out about the plan and kills Tengen. Now, I'm proud of you. Save Joe. That's hashtag save Joe, child. And Genocide Jack get lost in the coldest part of the arena. Child will probably be fine. He's used to the cold. Kyutaro does a quick prayer to a tool before going to sleep. Nekomaru finds an etch-a-sketch somehow. After a few hours, creates a masterpiece. To build each other's trust, Mondo and Hiro decide to do trust falls in the very first instance. Mondo steps aside and lets Hiro fall to the ground. Kenu. and Junko and I stare at each other through the crackling flames of the campfire. The thought of murder on their minds. Sees a fire but stays hidden. It's probably the fire. With the Junko AI and Ken are staring at each other through. Monika has no more motivation. Kazuichi, Yukiko, and Barbara look for more people to become friends with. Izio buys a plush of Kurumi and cuddles with it. Hiroko receives clean water from an unknown sponsor, Daddy, Usami, and oh gosh, what is going on below? And Makoto tell each other their pet peeves. Vaik, Ruruka, and Kizakura make potions for the night. The ghastly howls of wolves wake up Fat Togami. Ah, I see. Kuramata, Juza, Oda, Venti, Izuru, Boss, Kranya, Junko, Fret, Noel, and Ryoma are forced to vote on which one of them is a traitor. And then they have that traitor be executed. Junko is voted as the traitor and is turned to dust. Were they right? Yeah, probably. It's Junko after all. But I think that's the end of corrupted code for the day. Ryoko exploits Jitaro's kindness and has him do various humiliating tasks for her. Lisa never wants to hear Megalovania ever again. You thought it was Sonia, but it was me, Dio. In anyone else's hand, a microphone is just a microphone. But in Clover's hands, it's a pipe bomb. Tenko dyes her hair green, kinda matches her flower behind her head. Bennett sets a few traps before returning to camp for the night. Chihiro tends to his wounds. Yuta, stop being selfish. Ibuki rests in a fruit tree. Reiko violently shakes the tree to retrieve fruit. This team is not working together well because let me tell you, it causes Ibuki to fall on top of her, killing them both. Daisaku passes out from exhaustion. Teogami got a hold of my soundboard and grab your pillows because it is time for Dire Docks. Jin walks barefoot across a carpet of Legos. Going against all logic and reason, he powers through the pain and reaches the other side. Chihiaki and Shinyan are enjoying some steamed hams together. At the same time, Himiko is getting burned alive by a nearby Aurora Borealis. Minimoto throws what they think. It's a Molotov and Mikan. Turns out the Molotov is just a rag, it's not even on fire. Marie and Leonie have a tea party together. While reaching for the kettle, Marie knocks over, spilling imaginary boiling water on Leonie's lap. It burns like the real thing though. Togami receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Jin tries to treat his infection. Mew catches Sayaka off guard and kills her. Well, isn't that glorious? Paimon accuses Avi of not being the... Wait a minute. Glorious! Yeah, you do that, Mew. Paimon accuses Avi of not being the real Avi. Aiko, Alice, Hina spend the night making potions. Crazy Oko is killed by Pekka before she can go to the planned meeting she had with Rantaro. Unfortunate. Neku challenges Fischl and Gundam to an anything goes pancake eating competition, and let me tell you, the princessin eats the most pancakes and obtains entry. Fischl, I'ma write you down. Fischl, I'ma write you down. You get him, Fischl. You get him. Nagito reminisces about the year of the aviator. Sukro starts a factory that mass produces mistletoe. Is this a threat? Kei gets a hold of Avi's soundboard and plays Samurai Wump. It's not the final 10. It'll be a while until we get there, I'm allow it. The Great Gozu poisons Hajime's drink, he drinks it and he dies. Kibo hates Nagisa so strongly created a squad against Nagisa. Monokuma gets a kitchen knife. I hope it's just for self-defense. Kyoko has an unknown sponsor. That unknown sponsor is green hair, bucket on her head, it's Akane. Toko and Adachi work together to build a shelter that Toko secretly rigs with explosives when Akane and Adachi go to sleep. She sneaks out, detonates the bombs. Goodness gracious. Kai, Maki, and Crazy Oko Extra Large enter a scrum debate with Maya, Kaito, and Sarah. They argue about who the best boy in Danganronpa is, and Mizuki gets killed and replaced by a realistic doll made in her image. I'll allow it. And I'll also allow us to get to day 3 as Izuru, Daisaku, Maya, Togami all raid Ruruka's camp while she's hunting Ryoko tries to sleep through the entire day. Chitaro sips on apple cider. I need to get some soon. Hopefully before tomorrow. Seiko collects a fruit. All this fruit from a tree. Izioi investigates the school grounds looking for clues. Kana throws sand in the eyes of Genocide Jack and runs off. Iris, Paimon, and Tenko come up with a complicated escape plan. Sonia, Bike, and Date receive report cards evaluating their performance this game. Sonia's getting an A. Bike's getting a C and Date's getting a big fat F. Mikan tries to find every Monokuma on the school grounds. Kurumada cleans the kitchen with his new kitchen gun. Neku uses slash kill on Alice, but I already told you I disabled the cheats. You're disqualified, Neku. You're disqualified. He tried to cheat. Can't believe that. Ryoma receives A first aid kit from the comment section? You want this small boy to win? Pekka wants Avi to give Waffles a chance. Girl. Stop that. Noelle receives a gift from a secret admirer. It's a sword. Nagisa tries to spearfish with a trident. Kyoko throws now at Chiaki, and here's where things get a little crazy, don't they? Daddy. Hiroko, Leone, Juzo, Lisa, and Yukiko are forced to play the majority game. Daddy received the most votes, who was unfortunately the keymaster. So everyone was executed. Every single person. The bloodshed. But on the other hand, Toko, Gundam, and Sarah perform an absolutely glorious air combo on Mondo. Togami berates Nagito for hours. Nagito thinks that he and Togami grew closer that day. That one seems about right. Nekomaru challenges Crazy Yoko Extra Large and the Greatest Gozu to an anything goes pancake eating competition. And let me tell you, she's not small. She is crazy. She is Crazy Yoko Extra Large, and she is going on to fight for that pancake title. Clover, Hiro, Jin, and Junko AI hunt for other tributes. Fret receives a bottle of poison from an unknown sponsor. Turner Boy joins the Mistletoe Warriors, a group that's waging war against mistletoe during any other month besides December. Togami berates. Togami's on a roll berating people today, let me tell you. Poor child. Barbara, Chihiro, and Kai receive report cards based on their performance. Barbara gets an A, Chihiro gets a C for Chihiro, and Kai gets a big fat F. Yuta discovers a cave. Kizakura makes a Danganronpa rewrite where Minami Moto is the protagonist. That would be wild. I don't know how that would go. Kazuichi chases Kennen around with a mace. Shuichi sees a pale Kaito washed ashore unmoving. Shuichi revives him with CPR but doesn't stop when Kaito regains consciousness. I see. Monokuma is the best there is, the best there was, and gosh darn it, he's the best killing game runner that there ever will be. Makoto's like, I can't do this anymore, begs for Kurumi to kill him. She refuses, keeping Makoto alive. Hina wonders what events are canon to the Danganronpa Hunger Games lore. I don't know, you have to figure that out for yourself. Maya chases. She chases Fischl around with a mace. She only got one eye. Kibo forces Bosch to kill Aiko or Mizuki. These poor beans! That's the toughest choice of them all. She decides to kill Mizuki. Oda confesses how much he has come to hate Rantaro. Rantaro runs away crying. Kate receives milk supplies from a secret admirer. Jotaro finds a water gun, fills it with holy water, fires it at Shinyan, getting her wet. She's just like, gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Monica beats Fat Togami with a steel chair. Usami, Sucrose, and Joe track down and kill Maki. You hate to see that. Jin can't handle the circumstances and commits a murder. Venti's body is then found in a lake. Marie does a super sick kickflip but fails the landing, falls flat on her face. Mew tells Krani that she is a cardboard clone of Mew, created by Avi. And Bennett eats some dirt, and let me tell you, it was delicious. We lost another 20. I don't remember how many are left, but I do remember it's a Clear Day Loon 4. Tengen, Junko, Ibuki, Reiko, Himiko, Saika, Crazy Yoko, Hajime, Akane, Adachi, Naku, Daddy. Gosh, I hate it. Hiroko. Gosh darn it, it's Daddy first. Daddy followed by Joe Mama. Okay, anyway, Leone, Juzo, Lisa, Yukiko, Mizuki, Maki, Venti. I do believe it is time to see everybody's statuses. We still have, as we do a Control F alive, 76. I said I would check it at 75. We're not there yet. So you know what? We'll keep going. We're gonna keep going. Next time I'll definitely check it. If nobody dies in the next, like, I would freak out. I would freak out. But here's your slow scroll. Some teams, once again, completely in. Some teams, once again, completely out. Some people are holding on by a thread, but all it takes is one to win. Second and third get placed in the Retribution Rumble. Who will get there? Who will get to the top 3? Let's go ahead. Let's find out. Let's proceed. And we will see. Goodness gracious. Okay, no, that's actually fine down there. Night 3 begins with now bashing Jin's head against a rock several times. This is not fine. Now, he got some explaining to do. Ruka thinks about home. Kyutaro gets a hold of my soundboard. You really want to play Samurai Woman. You really love Samurai Woman, don't you? Me too. Daisaku, Jotaro, and Shinya enter a scrum debate with Fischl, Chihiro, and Shuichi. They argue about V3's ending. But there's also more arguing, with Mew, Monokuma, and Date arguing with Junko AI, Maya, and Gundam about who had the saddest death. Sonya, Kibo, and Jin, and Makoto make shadow puppets over the campfire. Everyone's so much better at it than Makoto that he starts to get jealous. Kaito develops an irrational fear of Fred after having a nightmare about him. Tenko and Azura discuss if that big rock is a boulder or a stone, and a big stone is a boulder or a rock. Vike and Alice have a pose-off. Vike wins, I believe that. Unable to get a fire going, Kay, Kana, and Iris huddle together for warmth. I don't know if Kay's the warmest. He's just a big old metal body. That's probably cold. Ryoma and Turnip Boy exercise underneath the stars. Clover makes a hot stew for dinner before bedding down for the night. Kazuichi questions his sanity. Hiro and Monica start kicking Aiko for unknown reasons. This is so sad. Mondo finishes his nighttime coffee before joining in. Rantaro challenges Fat Togami to a dance-off. Rantaro absolutely dominates. Oda fears Yuta. In fact, he fears all of the Asahinas. Izuoi severely slices Usami with a sword. Ryoka forces Toko to kill Nagisa or genocide Jack. What, huh? Toko? You got some explaining to do. She decides to kill genocide Jack. Crazy Okasha Large walks into a portal, turns it on, her molecules get all rearranged, and she's got ghost powers. Not super useful here. But hey, would have been tomorrow. Sucrose battles Togami in an intense game of rock, paper, scissors. Sucro loses, has a sad feeling in her chest. Kai, Nekomaru, Sarah, Kizakura find a big red button. They all watch in horror as Kai presses it. You've doomed us all, they say, expecting something bad to happen. Nothing happens, leaving Kai disappointed and everyone else relieved. Mai's bitten by a black mamba, but Cannon has some anti-venom and is able to save Mai's life. Thank goodness! My oh my! The Great Gozu and Kyoko talk about the tribute still alive. Paimon and Yuta create their secret code language so they can communicate safely without unwanted eavesdroppers listening, and Chiaki challenges Barbara to a dance-off. Barbara absolutely dominates. Kurumada tucks Joe in bed before giving him a goodnight kiss. Nagito finds a big red button, decides to leave it be. Hina kills Pekka while she's sleeping. Mikon finds Minamimoto hiding, then comedically slaps Minamimoto. Noel's unknown sponsor is AV. Do I sense some bias here? You sure do. Bennett, Seiko, Kranya, and Marie play a friendly game of Uno in which Kranya wins. Boss sees a fire but stays hidden. Child dyes his hair blue. I don't like that. Kurumi goes to the, unless it's like one of those lighter blues. He might look okay with a lighter blue. Kurumi goes to the dog shelter, lets all the dogs out. It was her who let the dogs out. But we start day 4. We're really slowly getting through this thing. As Crazy Okasha spins a day ticket on Iris, Sukro asks Ruruka if everything is okay. Kaito, now Kranya, do the torture dance whilst torturing Kana. That poor thing. Ryoma cleans his kitchen with his new kitchen gun. Kei, Kibo, and Shinyan hunt for other tributes. Nagisa offers to sell his friendship to Turnip Boy. He's gonna rip up that offer. Daisaku kills Barbara while she's sleeping. Maya, Alice, and Kurumi get into a fight. Kurumi triumphantly kills the both of them. Aiko questions her sanity. Nagito breaks down and starts sweeping for an unknown reason. Monica tries to console him. Don't like those two working together. Jin, Izuoi, and Chiaki join the Adventurers Guild and assign roles based on their stats. Jin, the Righteous Knight. Izuoi, the Wizened Wizard, and Chiaki, I need a janitor. There's plenty of bodies to clean up. Kai stabs Tenko with a sword, then revives her with his wish ring. Repeats the process until the wish ring burns their hand. Tenko runs off, still alive. Kazuichi and Chihiro pool their money to hire Ryoko, an assassin, to kill Kyutaro. But Kyutaro is richer than them and pays Ryoko to kill them instead. Rest in peace to the ultimate pimp and the ultimate. Paimon plays chess with death. She loses the game and thus loses her life. You know what? Paimon wouldn't be good at chess. That's probably pretty accurate. That's canon. That's canon in my mind. That's how Paimon dies. Speaking of canon, she eats some cheese puffs. Oh, Noel plays patty cake with Kizakura. Mai diverts Sonya's attention and runs away. Child is trying to overthrow Avi. How dare you? Child fails miserably but survives thanks to Fischl. Fischl, how could you? We took him out several times together. You were part of my team back then. Bike is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Fat Togami advertises his spawn gun to Azuru. Azuru is impressed and checks it out. Kurumada is attacked by a Komodo dragon and dies from injuries. Why is there a Komodo dragon in here in the first place? I wonder! Kyoko receives a hatchet from a known sponsor. Marie discovers a river. Hiro and Togami sitting in a tree. Killing. Greatgozu. Rest in peace to the great Gozu. Mondale, Monokuma, Rantaro, Toko, and Makoto look for other people to kill. Jotaro has balloons. Minimoto comes along, pops them all. Minimoto, let's go! Boss also eats some cheese puffs. Yuta receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Nikon, Fret, and Hida hold an intervention for Avi's pancake addiction. As much as I like these three characters, not coming. Junko AI camouflages off in the bushes. Seiko finds a water gun, fills it up with holy water, fires it at Sarah, just getting her wet. Interesting you didn't melt Sarah. Interesting. Oda starts a cult. Bennett, Shuichi, Nekomaru, and Gundam happily join. Date receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Mew uses a spell to suck the intelligence out of Clover. It fails because there's nothing to suck out and Joe dies of dysentery. Joe's not alive. And Sarah's still alive. Uh-oh. We lost 13? It is indeed a Claire de Lune 4. Jin, Usami, Genocide Jack, Peko, Barbara, Maya, Alice, Kazuichi, Chihiro, Paimon, Kuramata, the Great Gozu, Joe. As I promised, we'll see everybody's statuses. The headmasters of the champs still have Jin. This whole team, the Chunibiyu family is still completely in. The Jack Failures only lost Kanji. The Brainiacs still have Nagisa. Second Hand Symphony has only lost Maya. Where's My Glove completely in. The Unstoppable Idols are down to just Iris, but she's looking kind of unstoppable. Rock On has Shinyan. Horn Bears with Rantaro. Hashtag Explode only lost Natsumi. Brute Force only has Tenko. Here to Stay only lost Non-AI Chiaki. The Shorty Sleepover is just down to Kana. Peaceful Protest completely in. So is the Unlucky Adventure Team. The Will Managers only lost Yukiko. The Jailbirds with Ryoma. Robotics Club only lost Kazuichi. Capture the Moment still has Now. Cutting Word still has Toko. Hard Knock Life has Kyutaro. Strong and Soft completely in, which is tough for a team of 3. Obsessive Siblings only lost Corey. Aiko's Kitchen completely in as well. Ara with the undisputed Mew. Minimoto has taken out the trash and now he is on his own. Kirigiri Protection Agency, the KPA, still has Kizakura. Do you remember? They're remembering. Watching the World Burn still down to Monokuma. Sinister Side still has Sarah. The Golden Days, don't count them out. They're both still in. Parsnip with Turnip Boy, don't count him out. Don't count him out. Dinner in a Show still has Date, the Well-Fed Athletes with Hina. God Mode completely in. Apothecary completely in. Devious Disguises with Kranya. Identity Crisis only lost Hajime. Carry On with Shuichi. Shatter Machine with Jotaro. And Kiss from a Rose on the Gray. Still has Noelle. Shall we? We shall. Let's proceed. It is night 4. As Turnip Boy, the Turnip Boy, has no weaknesses. Mikon's allergies keep her up all night. Aiko's thinking about winning. Shinyan, Gundam, Now, and Kai enter a hard cider drinking contest. Gundam wins as the others slowly die from alcohol poisoning. Please, if you can drink responsibly. Good job, Gundam, though. I didn't know he could hold his liquor like that. Daisaku does a quick prayer to Atua before going to sleep. In a team building exercise, Big Junko and Yuta tell each other what they hate about one another. Fat Togami grabs a dumbbell and starts working out. Ruruka sets up camp for the night. Nekomaru shoots a poisonous dart into Mondo's neck, slowly killing him. Fischl goes and lets all the dogs out. Kibo and loves Sonya as much as Maki loves Kaito. Jin, Makoto, Izuru, and Hiro get together and form a rock band. I could see it. I think Hiro would have to be the lead. Kizakura adopts Kana as his child. Oh, ain't that just pleasant? Oh god. Something not so pleasant is about to happen. Another rock band forms. Ryoma, Monokuma, Kyutaro, and Bennett join. I think Bennett would also have to be their lead. I think anyone could be their lead if I'm being completely honest, except for Ryoma. Kaito spent all of his perks maxing out luck. Kaito, if you win this thing, please max out luck all you want. Togami and Toko invite... Oh my gosh, Togami and Toko? Who would have thought? Invite Oda, Monica, Rantaro, Sucrose, Sarah, Izuyoi, Vike, and Chiaki to a super kick party. Togami and Toko hit everyone with some sweet chin music one after another all throughout the night. Goodness gracious. Noelle unknowingly eats toxic berries. Luckily, Clover panics, tries to cure her, and succeeds. I celebrated too soon and I realized I don't know if this succeeded or not. And then I read it's good, it's good. Avi, the ultimate Jinx, comments on how well Shuichi's doing. Tinko walks up to Shuichi and stabs him. Tinko, come on. He was doing okay. You didn't have to do that. Ryoko's reflection in the mirror distorts to show her her true self. She just sees Junko in the mirror. Nagito finds Seiko hiding, then comedically slaps her. Crazy Hyoko Extra Large finds an Etch-a-Sketch somehow. After a few hours, creates a masterpiece. Child accidentally burns down Avi's wares and despairs. I shouldn't let it slide, but you know what? I'll let it slide. It was an accident, and I definitely had child insurance. I sure did. Child insurance? That sounds ridiculous. Iris, Karumi, Mai, and Hina play a friendly game of Uno, which Mai wins. Kei dyes his hair purple. Hair? Where? Kranya, Nagisa, and Miu look for more people to become friends with. Kanan thinks about winning. Where in the world is Fret? You're gonna have to remind me where. Jotaro adopts Marie as his child. You are a child. Boss wants to pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. She could really use a wish right now. Wish right now. Wish right now. Date, all this accusation of me not being me. Before I rip off my mask and I'm like freaking Sayaka or something. Minamimoto jumps into the sky and finishes off Kyoko with his signature Minamimoto kick. Good gracious, we'll proceed. It is day 5, and things are going a little bit crazier because Azuru sets off an explosive, killing Toko, Child, Sarah, and Fischl. Gundam goes hunting. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like Crazy Hyoko? Me? 10! Absolutely. And then Kei kills Chiaki with a hatchet. That's not so great. Rest in peace, Chiaki. In fact, that was their entire team just recently, because Kyoko's gone too. Oda hangs a mistletoe in the arena. It's no longer December. This doesn't end well for Oda. You see, Oda. Occasionally, the simulator allows me to do a little something. When people hang up mistletoe, a little something more sinister. You're dead. Ha! Ryoko finds a water gun filled with holy water, fires it at Clover. Clover screams in pain before she disappears forever. Zaro uses his secret technique of running away. Monica goes on a cereal balloon popping spree. Boss collects fruit from a tree. Hina silently snaps Noelle's neck. Hina, we're gonna have to talk, because that's not okay. That's my ride or die. That's my ride or die team. Daisaku receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Kizakura encounters a fruit bag, takes a liking to him, joins his side. Monokuma is trying to overthrow Avi, fails miserably. You fool. You thought you could run another killing game. Foolish. Survives thanks to Bike though. Avi, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you hate Ryoma? 2, 3, 3. I hate him at a 3. I love his character a lot. Just wish he had more value on himself. Marie receives a gift from a secret admirer. It's a box of chocolates. Iris steps on a Lego brick wall barefoot but shrugs off the pain. Tinko overhears Sucrose and Togami talking in the distance. I think everyone actually survived that super kick party. It wasn't the fatal one. Kana is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Fat Togami starts hanging up mistletoe in the arena, but Mew swoops in, snaps his arm, burns the mistletoe. Proud of you. Proud of you. Nekomaru reminisces about Season 3 Kaito. And Kurumi played tricks on Jin while Kranya steals from his rooms. Bennett is an employee at Avi's Wares and despairs and prepares for the inevitable shopping raid. That's my boy, you get ready. It's about to happen. Right after I click proceed, watch. Seiko eats cheese puffs, Rentaro diverts Minimoto's attention, runs off. Junko AI eats some dirt, delicious. Izuoi goes on a cereal balloon popping spree. Yuta doesn't believe in palindromes. Makoto uses slash kill on Turnip Boy. Who re-enabled that? I'm gonna have to disable that. I don't know who did that. Nagito builds a snowball that contains a rock and pegs it to the back of Date's head. Date doesn't survive. He probably even got his eyeball knocked out. Nagisa teaches Sonya some fighting moves. Little does Sonya know that Nagisa's teaching her wrong as a joke. Aiko creates her own superhero identity and lists Kanan as her sidekick. Overcome with madness, Mai chains Kyutaro to a tree and makes him watch as she drowns Fred. She's crazy. Kibo, Ruruka, and Mikan hold an intervention for my pancake addiction. I'm going to execute them for trying to take away my pancakes. Look. We've all had a good day. So many people have entered the World Pancake Championship match, and do you know, you guys trying to take away these pancakes, it's Especially you, Kibo. You and I go way back. You're the World Pancake Champion. I don't... You're dead. Hero tries to sleep the entire day. We lost. Another 20. That's so many people. Gone. But not forgotten. It is indeed, however, a Claire de Lune 4. Shinyan. Now. Kai. Mondo. Shuichi. Kyoko. Toko. Child. Sarah. Fischl. Chiaki. Oda. Clover. Noelle. Turnip Boy. Date. Fret. Kibo. Ruruka. Mikon. And so, we'll see everybody's statuses once again. We are slowly but surely making our way. We're at 43. And they are Jin, Gundam and Sonya. The Jacket Failures still have Hiro and Kaito. The Brainiacs with Nagisa. Secondhand Symphony with Makoto. Where's My Glove completely in. Unstoppable Idol still have Iris. Horn Bearers with Rantaro. Hashtag Spoiled with Togami. Brute Force Tinko. Here to Stay with Big Junko. And Bigger Crazy Yoko Extra Large. Shorty Sleepover with Kana. Unlucky Adventure Team completely in. The Will Managers with Kanon and Boss. Jailbirds with Ryoma. Robotics Club with Monica. Kyutaro for Hard Knock Life. Strong and Soft with Nekomaru and Daisaku. Daisaku could get that first win. Aiko for Aiko's Kitchen. Mew, Ara Ara. Taking Out the Trash, Minamimoto. Kirigiri Protection Agency, the KPA with Kizakura. Do you remember? Still going strong with Vike and Ryoko. Watching the World Burn with Monokuma. Watching the World Burn with Monokuma sounds like a fun series. Golden Days, Fat Togami and Izuyoi. Well-fed athletes, Hina. God Mode, completely in. So is the Apothecary. The Devious Disguises still have Kranya. Identity Crisis with Maria and Kay. And Shatter Machine still has Jotaro. 43 left. It feels like the feast is about to unfold. That's just what I feel. It feels like it's time. Let's proceed and see if it happens. It's night 5. Nagisa starts off by dying from an infection. Oh no. Monokuma develops an irrational fear of Kizakura after having a nightmare about him. Nekomaru, Makoto, and Monica work together on a shelter that Makoto secretly rigs with explosives. When Nekomaru and Monica go to sleep, he sneaks out and detonates the bombs. Daisaku's the only person left from his team. And Monica's gone! Robotics Club is out for today. Tinko and Marie tell each other their greatest fears in order to grow each other's trust. Iris adopts Gundam as her child. Okay. Hina dyes her hair orange. I don't know about that one. Sonya taints Hiro's food, killing him. Kurumi finds Jin hiding, then comedically slaps him. Boss uses some fireworks to distract Jotaro and Kyutaro. But Kyutaro's only pretending to be distracted, so when Boss walks up to kill them, he kills her, saving himself and Jotaro. These Taro brothers, they're helping each other out. They got saved. Bennett says to Yuta and Mai, I have to go now, my planet needs me, then flies away. Bennett died on the way back to his planet. That sounds like his bad luck. Kana, you are indeed a samurai woman. Minamimoto, Kei, and Fat Togami enter a scrum debate with Rantaro. Junko AI and Nagito, they argue over which jelly is the best for a PB and J. Which J is the best? There's other kinds of jelly that I've discovered. Other than like the two classics, grape and strawberry. There's other types. There's other types. It's a world of jellies out there. Seiko and Izuyoi fight Crazy Yoko and Extra Large. Crazy Yoko, Extra Large, and Izuru. Those two win. Seiko and Izuyoi both perish. This team, if there were a team, they would be a team to worry about. Kaito challenges Aiko to a dance-off. The dance-off was actually a distraction so Ryoma could sneak up behind Aiko and snap her neck. Aiko didn't have a fun game, but she made it pretty far. Kanon, Ryoko, Daisaku, Sucrose, and Mew track down and kill Togami. Vike battles Kranya in an intense game of rock, paper, scissors. Vike loses, has a sad feeling in his chest. This was a pretty brutal day, but it keeps on going. It is day 6. Nagito puts on a pair of starter shades, increasing his aesthetic level tenfold. Gundam and Kanon, they're both envious. Vike and Marie want to raise the bar. In fact, they are the bar. Kei and Kizakura look for more people to come friends with. Hina forces Junko AI to kill Kyutaro or Kranya. She decides to kill Kranya. Rest in peace to Kranya. I believe their team is out now too. Ryoma works his works at Oh, why do you work there, Ryoma? Yoko's Items and Misfortunes, which happens to be hiring. Azura is horrified when Minamimoto goes to a job interview for it. You're going to work there, huh? I'll remember that. Ryoko sets up an ice cream stand. Fat Togami joins as Ryoko's faithful assistant. Makoto severely slices Mai with a sword. You did good, Mai, you did good. Kaito stabs Kana with a sword, revives her, repeats the process until the whispering burns his hand. Kana runs off, she's okay. Sucrose uses a spell to suck the intelligence out of Iris, which shockingly works. It does shockingly work. That is shocking. Leaving Iris literally dumbfounded, Sonia sets up an ice cream shack, but nobody comes. Yuta tries to find every Monokuma on the school grounds. Rantaro stabs Jin with a tree branch. Daisaku steps on a Lego wall barefoot, but shrugs off the pain. Tenko commits Sora. She's perfectly okay. Karumi tracks down and kills Mew. Crazy Yoko Archulars goes fishing. Jotaro plants some trees. Monokuma receives a gift from a secret admirer. That's nasty. 14 more gone. 14 more have perished. We are slowly but surely dwindling. But we have to make it quick, because it's a clear day loom forward. Nagisa. Nakamaru. Monica. Hiro. Boss. Bennett. Seiko. Izuyoi. Aiko. Togami. Kranya. Mai. Jin. Mew. Now if we say everybody's statuses, this game, it's down to 29. And there are still 2 folks from the Chunibyu family. Kaito remains as the last man standing from the Jacket Failures. Where's My Glove has Kurumi with 6 KOs. She's having herself a clinic. Unstoppable Idols with Iris. The Hornbearers could have another show-stopping season with Rantaro. As we keep going on, also Secondhand Symphony has Makoto, so you know, both Hornbearers all around, still in. We like to see that. Brute Force with Tenko. Here to Stay still has Junko AI and Crazy Yoko Extra Large. Shorty Sleepover with Kana. Unlucky Adventure Team with Nagito. Kanon for Will Managers. Jailbirds Ryoma. Kyutaro Hard Knock Life. Strong Azov Daisaku, the last person on their team. Minamimoto's taking out the trash. Do you remember stars Ryoko and Vike watching the world burn with Monokuma? Golden Days now only has Fat Togami. Well-fed athletes have Hina, Yuta, and Izuru remain for God Mode, and Izuru also with 6 KOs. Sucrose with 2 for the Apothecary. Marie and K, Identity Crisis. Shatter Machine, Jotaro, and we will proceed. 29 left. 19 more until Saving Grace picks. Will we get there? We might! Ryoko used some fireworks to distract Gundam and Kurumi, but Kurumi's only pretending to be distracted. So, when Ryoko walks up to kill them, she kills her instead, saving herself and Gundam both from death, saving Kurumi from being out for her team. And Kyutaro grabs Kokichi by the throat. Sucrose tells Tenko to parry this, you filthy casual. Unfortunately, Sucrose didn't know that Tenko was already dead and wasted ammo. Well, I don't know who killed Tenko, but she's not here. Nagito wants to speak to the manager of AV's Wares and Despairs. Yes, Crazy Yoko Extra Large dies of hypothermia. Hina has a dream of Sonia winning. Is this a premonition? There was a dream of Azuru as well, but that's not Azuru. That's actually Dio. Marie, Kei, and Minamimoto all have s'mores around the campfire. Daisaku's unknown sponsors AV. Do I sense some bias here? Well, I do think I want him to cash in a victory. So perhaps Kaito dyes his hair orange. 2 scrum debates, one peaceful, not so peaceful for the other one. Makoto, Ryoma, Fat Togami enter scrum debate with Rantaro, Iris, and Vike. They argue over which victim had the saddest death. Jotaro, Kanon, and Yuta enter a scrum debate with Monokuma, Junko AI, and Kizakura. Kanon is there when the debate turns heated, and she kills everyone on the other side. That's the end of Monokuma, that's the end of Big Junko, and that's the end of Kizakura. We must continue, as Kana's just cooking her food and then putting out her fire. It is day 7. We are a week in. A week in. Bike attempts to climb a tree but falls to his death. He will not remember today. Kyutaro reminds you, yes you, dear viewer, to stay hydrated. Dang, I wish Fret got this and uses remind on you guys to stay hydrated. Fat Togami and Yuta hunt for other tributes. Izuru finds a fedora, puts it on. Iris suddenly yells out, Azuru the platypus? Marie falls into a pit but somehow lives. Kaito offers to sell his friendship to Nagito. Daisaku tells frustrated Kurumi to chill out. Ryoma, Kei, and Minamimoto get into a fight. Minamimoto triumphantly kills them both. He's having himself a clinic of a game too. Makoto receives a bottle of poison from an unknown sponsor. Kana uses a spell to suck the intelligence out of Sucrose, which shockingly works. Sucro is now dumbfounded. She has no hope this game. Hina receives medical supplies from a man dressed as a wizard. Jotaro makes a slingshot. Rantaro's unknown sponsor is Asner of the 39th Dimension. Oh no! Gundam smacks the taste right out of Kanon's mouth, and Sonya joins the Balloon Protection Squad. Sonya, we've got some splaining to do. But we are down to your final 20. It felt like we were never going to get here, but we still have a little ways to go. 10 more until your saving grace picks after this Clear Day Loon 4. Ryoko, Tenko, Crazy Yoko, extra large, Monokuma, Big Junko, Kizakura, Vike, Ryoma, Kei. That brings us down to 20. The Chunibyu family still has 2, Gundam and Sonya. They have a 1 in 10 chance of winning this game. The Jacket Failure still have Kaito. He's got a 1 in 20 shot of getting his first victory, and imagine it in this massive game. It would be a true homecoming for Kaito. Secondhand Symphony, Makoto. Where's My Glove? Kurumi with 7 KOs. Unstoppable Idols, Iris. Is she trying to make them unstoppable again this season? It's possible. The Hornbearers have Rantaro, trying to continue that streak of being truly one of the greatest tag teams in the history of this game. As we keep going, we still have Kana. We still have Nagito. The managers still have Kana. We still have Yutaro. We still have Daisaku for strong and soft. We still have Minamimoto trying to take out the trash. We still have Fat Togami for the Golden Days. We still have Hina for the well-fed athletes. All of God mode's completely in. Yuta and Azuru. Sucrose is dumbfounded, but she's still in. Maria's still in for Identity Crisis, and Jotaro rounds off our top 20. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going. Let's proceed. And we see Night 7 begins. Iris also has a dream. Kana's winning this one. Who knows? Could it happen? I know who won't win this one. Makoto, as Fat Togami uses a samurai sword to strike him down. Rantaro tells Kaito, this is great, it's just you, me, and this brick wall you built between us. Daisaku slices at Hina's eyes, she's now blind, she can't see you. Kanon cuts off both of Jotaro's arms. He's unfortunately armless. Gonna be hard to win the game like that. Kyutaro unknowingly eats toxic berries. Sucro panics and tries to cure Kyutaro but failed. It's because she was dumbfounded. I would think if anyone could do it, it could be Sucrose, but she got the intelligence sucked out of her, so she failed. She's gotta feel terrible. Minamimoto finds a big red button, decides to leave it be. Sonya and Marie have a pose off. Marie actually wins. Gundam starts a dance party. Kurumi, Nagito, and Azuru join in. A good time was just had by all. Yuta gets a hold of my soundboard, plays the secret achievement music. That's fine. I'll allow it. There's no secret achievements in tag team action. But I tell you what there is. An 8th day. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. Goodness gracious! Kanon and Minamimoto threaten a double suicide. It fails, they both die. Kana and Minamimoto. Kanon impales Iris with a machete. Yuta sets up an ice cream shack. Azuru comes and buys some. It was awful. Azuru burns the shack, killing Yuta. That is your tag team partner, Azuru. You have a rich history of doing this. You gotta stop, my boy. Kurumi and Nagito make a list of chores for Marie to complete. Fat Togami puts all of his faith into Atua. Sonya dies from hypothermia, rest in peace. Hina and Rantaro grievously injure each other during a vicious fight. In order to survive, they have to nurse each other back to health. Sucrose, Gundam, Daisaku, Jotaro hunt for other tributes, and Kaito starts writing a novel. Will he ever finish it? We lost 7. It's your final unlucky 13. And it is indeed a Claire de Lune 4. Makoto, Kyutaro, Kana, Minamimoto, Iris, Yuta, Sonya. And you want to get into that top 3. At least for your team to have a representative in the Retribution Rumble. 13, Gundam, Kaito, Kurumi, Rantaro, Kanon, Nagito, Daisaku, Fat Togami, Hina, Izuru, Sucrose, Marie, and Jotaro. There is no team with more than one person anymore. It is a free-for-all between these 13 teams. and it's time to see what unfolds. 3 more until your saving grace picks. Let's see what go. Okay, oh gosh, oh no. I was gonna say, let's see what happens when Fat Togami loves Nagito as much as Maki loves Kaito. That's a lot of love. But then we see something along the lines of Kurumi, Rantaro, Sucrose, Marie, Izuru, Kaito, Kanan, Gundam, Hina, Daisaku, and Jotaro are forced to vote on which one of them is a traitor, then have that traitor be executed. Unfortunately, Gundam is voted as a traitor, and is turned to dust. His team is out of this one. Only one person on this day, but we will proceed, and it is the feast. It has happened, and it looks like we will most definitely be getting to your saving grace picks as Izuru kills Nagito as he tries to run, and Kaito shoots a poisonous arrow, or poisonous dart rather, into Fat Togami's neck, slowly killing him. Jotaro and Daisaku get into a fight over raw meat, but Jotaro gives up and runs away. Kurumi, Sucrose, Rantaro, and Kanan team up and grab food, weapons, memoirs, everything, supplies. They get all of it. They're doing okay. And Marie overpowers Hina, killing her, which means we are now down to your final 9, I believe? Well, even less now, because Izuru taints Rantaro's food, killing him. The Hornbearers do not take this one. Their run still very good, getting in at least in the top 10 in this massive game. Daisaku takes a sip of scalding tea, but the hot liquid proves too much for him and spits it out in Kurumi's face. Kanan falls into a frozen lake and drowns, rest in peace to her. Pillars of lava shoot out of the ground as Marie and Jotaro duel to the death. Jotaro accidentally slips and falls to the ground just as a pillar of lava erupts beneath him. You hate to see that. Sucro dies from an infection. She could have cured herself if she didn't get the intelligence sucked out of her, and Kaito catches the despair disease and starts posing dramatically. We lost 8. We lost 8. We're at your final 5. My gosh. So after this Claire de Lune 4, Gundam, Nagito, Fat Togami, Hina, Rantaro, Kanan, Jotaro, Sucrose. We have ourselves a game. We'll see everybody's statuses. I'm just gonna quick control F alive real quick. Yeah, it's the final 5. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh man. This looks like a good final 5, right? This looks like a really good final 5 because Kaito and Daisaku are both here, but I don't think either one of them's gonna win. Oh man. Doesn't matter what I think though. My picks are gonna be my picks. You gotta make your picks because I know you probably need at least one new pick. It's time for your saving grace picks. It's the final 5. The top 3 all get something. Let's introduce your final 5. From the Jacket Failures, it is Kaito. Not a win to his name, but how sweet would it be if that win would be in such a large episode today. Kaito remains. Where's My Glove? One of the most popular names of teams from preseason. Kurumi stands tall for a fallen mind. Can she maybe not find her glove, but instead find victory? Kurumi remains. We still have, going down, Daisaku. Never a win to his name. Both of his partners have had titles of some sort. Nekomaru in singles action, Mondo, tag team action. Could today be the day for Daisaku? As we keep going, we see Izuru with 9 KOs remains. A part of God mode, he does seem to have momentum on his side. What's 9 KOs? Nothing. What's 4 more? It could happen. And then we have Marie. Never a woman who's gotten tons of kills or been in the final 3 so many times, but today she finds herself among some tough competitors. She's had herself a game. Could she win it for Identity Crisis? Make your saving grace picks in the comments. Like and subscribe first, but then make those saving grace picks because it's a record of your picks. Make sure to make them. Like your comment, edit your comment, reply to your comment, do what you have to do. Make a new comment if you want to. Whatever you gotta do to make those picks known, I'm gonna make mine. I'm gonna go with Azuru for God Mode. It just feels like Azuru. It just feels like he's gonna have a day. He's got 9 KOs, it feels like he's gonna have a day. I'm gonna pick the 3 people who are not the people who I want to win. Which is wrong because I want these other people to win. Give me Marie and then give me Kurumi for 3rd. I'm fine with any of these people winning if I'm being completely honest. But I would love for someone to pick up their first victory. There's a 3 out of 5 chance that happens. But most importantly, it is Kaito, it is Kurumi, it is Azuru, it is Marie. And it is right, Daisaku, right, of course. Couldn't forget that, man. All cotton what we like to call in our final 5 a crises of fate. I don't know who it's gonna be. I really don't. But we gotta proceed and we gotta see what happens. It's the final 5. Oh my gosh. Kaito, Daisaku, and Kurumi get into a fight. Kurumi triumphantly kills them both. Back to back, they do not get anything because they didn't get 2nd or 3rd. As much as I love Where's My Glove as a team. Kurumi, couldn't you have done that like afterwards? Afterwards, later? Ugh. Kurumi, come on. And Marie throws Azuru off of a cliff and smiles when he makes contact with the ground, which means it is a battle between 2. Kurumi for Where's My Glove, and Marie for Identity Crisis, and I have to ask you, who will it be? Kurumi? Marie? Kurumi, why did you have to do it? I'm totally okay with you winning if you win, but why Kaito and Daisaku like that? You'll get something regardless because of this. Azuru's entering the Retribution match. It's a battle of who will enter the Retribution match between Kurumi and Marie, and who will go on to the bracket between Kurumi and Marie. It won't be Kaito and Daisaku. It is a shame that they perished like that, but that fits how RNG has given them the short end of the stick for a long time. It is a shame, but we look past that. It is Kurumi, and it is Marie. It is Where's My Glove? It is Identity Crisis. It is 2 new teams this season. One of them will start off with their first win. And it's time to find out who it's going to be. I won't dilly-dally because this has been a long one. We will just click proceed, because between Kurumi and Marie are winners today. Would be Kurumi. Because Marie's full of it. What is it, you may ask? Death. And on this perfect 10th day, there is one winner. And I think you have to know at this point who that winner is. We will give a terrible turnabout first and foremost for Kaito, Daisaku, Azuru, Marie. Azuru and Marie will be going on to the Retribution Rumble. However, one woman stood tall, and boy did she have a game. We don't need to see everybody's statuses, we can proceed because we know now that your winner, representing Where's My Glove, in their first match in seasonal play together. They worked well, they worked strong, And thanks to Kurumi, they take a spot on the tag team finale bracket. Where's My Glove with the win. What can I say? Kurumi had herself a game, that's all I can say. Unfortunately, it was at the expense of both Daisaku and Kaito towards the end there, but she had herself a game. Kurumi took the win. Where's My Glove? 1. Marie in second place with 4 KOs, Azuru in third with 9. Kurumi also with 9, which is nuts. This is a big game, but still 9 KOs is a lot. Daisaku with 2 in 4th, Kaito rounding into your top 5 with 1 KO. At least I gotta admit, at least they got far. At least they're not like right here in like the hundreds. They got to 4th and 5th. Maybe that bodes well for their future this season. Or maybe not, maybe they'll continue to get screwed this season. But we'll see. Sucrose, 6th place, Jotaro 7th, Kanon 8th, Rantaro 9th, Hina 10th. That's your top 10. That's your top 10. That's all we're scrolling down. This has been a long recording. I even took a pause for this recording. We'll keep going. In fact, in terms of the top 3, they were all brand new teams, so congratulations to them. In terms of your top 10, it looks like what, 3? 4 of them. Only 4 of the top 10 were repeated teams. So the new teams, they've got some fire. They got some fire underneath them. We'll keep going though. We got to do a slow scroll, a very slow scroll. We got to get through everybody. We got to get through every single person, every single entry, from first all the way down to 147th? Question mark? That sounds right. I think that's right. Is it right? It is. Right. That's correct. 104. Poor Yosuke. And last. Poor guy. Oh, that is the game. We'll proceed because we gotta just end this one. We gotta end this one. Mondo uses his signature move to kill Yosuke, and Marie was just chock full of death. Unfortunate for her, but very fortunate for Where's My Glove, because as we proceed, those are your top 10 teams. Look at them. Where's My Glove, Identity Crisis God Mode, Strong and Soft, Jacket Failures, The Apothecary, Shatter Machine, Well Managers, Horn Bears, and Well-Fed Athletes. That's pretty good. You do love to see that. Azuru and Kurumi, 9 KOs, Kanon and 5, well, with 5. Iris and Makoto, Marie, Ryoko, Togami, all with 4, everyone else with 3 or less. We had a ton of people, and we had a ton of fun today. We'll go back to the reaping. These are your teams this season, and in a free-for-all, Where's My Glove took it. In fact, tag team bracket, go ahead and bring it up for the first time this season. We already see the headmasters in that first spot, but now we see Where's My Glove has taken a beautiful position. Congratulations to them, but don't forget Azuru and Marie do join the Retribution Rumble. They are 2 of 30 entrants that will be in that Rumble. Who will join next? We'll have to wait to see next week, next Friday for tag team action, but we start entering people into the singles Retribution Rumble tomorrow. Who will get 2nd and 3rd then? Who will get 1st then? How many people even? It won't be 146. Tomorrow's episode is going to be much smaller. But until then, stay classy, Year of the Ascent, Toon Link, Dave, Anomaly, the Anomalous Cars, and your United States favorite taking off. Toodaloo, Flight Crew. Thanks for watching.